Alright, what's up, guys? Want to go over something cool? So here's a really good unit. Shisui Susano'o. He's not good, he's trash, but there was a BT leaked. Let's just talk about it. Put it somewhere. There we go. Okay. So, lots of shit. Our mystery. +2, hits more targets, suppresses super armor until the end of the round. Cool. Knockdown, irremovable acupuncture till the end of the round. And locks mystery to 2 rounds for the selected target, and he leeches 50% of the damage cost. So that's strong. Now, big thing is that he now can interrupt with his mystery, which previously, despite the fact that he could lock cooldown to 2 rounds, he couldn't interrupt. So people would just press the button anyways, and yeah. The only difference I believe between the top and the bottom from +2 and Y is less targets, and then it's acupuncture until the end of the next round. So no mystery for a while. It's interesting. So now the standard is a lot more interesting. So the spoiler alert, like they are making him standard focused. So +2, unavoidable 5 combos, irremovable ignition for 2 rounds. Okay, bye bye Obito. And he does splash damage to 1 grid away. That's just cherry on top. But here's the big thing. Now it ignores a huge amount of defense and resist. That might be insane. Because this standard already hit hard. That seems even better. The next one, it's regular ignition. And he prevents them from gaining buffs and shields until the end of the next round. Or if the mystery is executed, then they can get buffs and shields. That's not as good. It also ignores a huge amount of defense and res. Because I think it's not scaling its actual buffs, and that's not good. It might be scaling, even then it's not as good as irremovable ignition. So chases, he's got that horrible repulse into high float chase, scales 12% twice around. His +2 allows him to increase his chases up to 8 times. So that's cool, but not that cool. So the next one though, great. He puts a new debuff on and irremovable ignition, which is called sluggish. He also scales a little bit more, which is great. Sluggish is a new irremovable debuff that any unit that receives tie damage, and I don't think that means pure tie. I think it means any tie, so tie nin works. The attacker has a 60% chance of getting an additional standard, up to 5 times. Lasts to the end of the round and is irremovable. That's strong as fuck. That's great. So looking at passives, he gets an evasion, very high chance of evading the first Mr. Standard or Chase, and a 50% evading all standards. At the beginning of all even, all ninjas enter level 2 explosive. Now they changed his explosive mode a bit. So it increases initiative by 5%. It reduces damage you receive by 20% and has a 45% chance to suppress immunity to debuffs to the attacker until the end of the round. That's pretty good. And he does it to everyone. Now it's only on even rounds, but the passive Y, he gets the dodge, and at the beginning of every even round dispels a layer of debuffs for all ninjas in the lineup. Not as good. So the evading standards is better, but most people's standards, it's like maybe the debuff is better because most things have undodgeable that you're going to be fighting anyways. Like removing a layer of debuffs at the start of the round will prevent you from being controlled going into the next round. So yeah, maybe that is better. I don't know. We'll take testing. All right, passive 2. He has super armor, reflects the first 3 debuffs, and I think it was 2 before, and reduce the attacker's crit by 50%. He had that before, and resist by 8%. It's not that good. So the better one is so he gains Pain 6 Paths passive. Whenever he gains a debuff, it cancels it and it gains an additional standard attack up to 10 times. That's insane. So like he is very, very, very standard focused, and there's not a lot of real ways to deal with a fast. You can't really counter him. Like if that's this is, I forgot to say, this is a leak. This is all subject to change, and this kit seems beyond busted. Like a faster him shits on everyone because like there's very few counters to this kit. Like fear is a counter, and like you could put Indra anxiety on him and let him go crazy and kill himself, but there's ways around that. He's pretty hard to deal with. It's a lot harder to deal with an Obito TTJ. Um, yeah, like he's just absurd. But yeah, unlike Hashi Final, this unit's actually good. So, looking forward to this BT when it comes out. See ya.